and then gave up that layup, that three-quarter court layup to Kupferberg. Sean immediately just did a beeline towards the locker room and looked like he wanted to pull his hair out, I guess is the nicest way you could put it. And in moments like that, as Clark steals the inbound pass, and then the shot was blocked, it goes out of bounds, Udine will knock it out, so Case will keep it. But it's moments like that that close out a half. It's like on Friday night when Colin Zucker stole the ball against the judges and gave Case an extra possession. If you're not always on in a competitive game, a stolen second or 15 seconds or 30 seconds could really make a huge difference in a tight game. And as a coach, I know Sean probably really talked to those guys in the locker room about that. This is David Black on the inbound. Back to Holman, gets a high screen from Eric Black. David spots up for a three, misses it long. Eric Black gets the rebound. Start of the second half. Violets are up 6. 8 to shoot. This is Holman. Ball's knocked out of bounds. Case will keep it. They'll have 6 seconds to shoot.
And if I'm Coach Sean McDonald, I think I say to my team, look, we cannot match up with the length with them in the half court, so we have to limit the turnovers and the mistakes.
Jimmy Holman with a long three.
As Holman nails the triple, you got to say, hey, we need to play a near perfect game here. Every extra opportunity that we have to capitalize on, because this team is just too big and too strong down low, and they're going to beat a lot of teams over the course of the year with their size on the block.
Holman shot that ball over the outstretched arms of the 6'9" Gontikas. Good deflection inside. This is David Black the other way. Jimmy Holman now with it, goes to Clark, swings it in the corner to Colin Zucker. Zucker draws the defense. That's David Black for a three, and he got it.
Well, that's what we talked about in the open. David Black relies on his guards about as much as anybody on the Spartans roster, and it helps set up that three. Most of his threes come assisted.
Game tied at 42. There's a look at the Spartans huddle. There's a look at your score. We'll be back.
Inspired by the 60s, Dave's Cosmic Subs is spreading love around the world one sub at a time. Voted the best in Cleveland, Dave's Cosmic Subs uses only the freshest ingredients, all wrapped in the history of rock and roll. Dave's Cosmic Subs are perfect for any occasion, especially your next Spartan Athletics gathering. Visit Dave's Cosmic Subs Coventry or call 216-320-0330 for delivery. There's only one legendary sub, and that's Dave's.
The first 2 minutes of the second half have been very good to the Spartans of Case Western Reserve University. There's a quick drive by Patrick Burns. Matt Clark the other way.
Boy, that's as quick of an answer as they come, but you love to see the sense of urgency for the Spartans here in period number 2.
On the floor for NYU with the basketball is Ross Udine. Udine's their point guard. This is Burns. Gontikas with an 18-footer. Kostas Gontikas at 6'9".
Boy, as a unit defensively, that shot will make you think a little bit, because Gontikas shows off his range. It's probably something you didn't know he could do prior to him launching that long one.
This is Clark with defense inside. Holman throws up a three. Had plenty of time on the shot clock. David Black saves it. Black with a spin, kicks it out. It's Zucker with a wide open three. Colin Zucker got it.
That's another way that David Black can help this team offensively, with offensive rebounds, because usually that gives you wide open looks beyond the three-point line, and Zucker will knock it down 9 times out of 10.
Patrick Burns, dribble drive off David Black. Faded away from it, got his own rebound. Working against Zucker, huge height advantage. Kupferberg went up with Matt Clark for that rebound, and we've got a foul. We've got, somebody got one in the nose. David Black got a shot to his nose, and he is bleeding. Here's a look at David. Maybe if. So the foul's going to go against Matt Clark. I don't think anybody saw what happened to David. Coach McDonald says 15 is bleeding all over the place. How can there not be a foul? It's probably one of those situations where nobody saw it. David with a little laugh. Kostas Kontikis, who has matched up against David for most of this game, comes over and talks to him. But David is really bleeding out of that nose right now. That was Clark's second foul. So here we go, back to action. Spartans with a 1-point lead. David Black has been very good in the second half from the outside, so they need him back if they can get him back. Rawlby with a feed out. Murphy missed the shot, got his own rebound, gonna bring it back out. Rawlby again, dribbles off the glass, rolled out, doesn't go. Burns with the follow, he was fouled. Patrick Burns will shoot 2 free throws.
You see the Violets going right into the teeth of the defense right there. They've stayed aggressive all afternoon. And a big-time advantage for the Violets right now is at the free throw line. 10 tries in the first half, just 2 looks at the stripe for Case. The Spartans just having some trouble drawing some contact. And again, that is just another attribute that the Violets can bring to the table every night is their size. That gets them to the line a lot. Whereas Case, just 2 looks at the line.
Burns is 2 of 3 from the foul line this afternoon. He's got 9 points. Game's tied at 47. 4 minutes gone in this second half. This is Zucker into Eric Black. Jimmy Holman. Back to Eric. Eric goes in strong off the glass with the left hand.
Well, you love assisted buckets by Jimmy Holman, and you love strong finishes by Eric Black.
Udine dribbling around. Ball's knocked out of bounds off a Violet. I don't know if Patrick Burns actually touched it, but the pass came from his teammate, so. Number 3 in your shot is Michael White. He'll bring the ball up. He's fresh in the game. White, a freshman guard, 6'1", 165 from Charlotte Country Day School. Javi Alvarez has also checked in, as well as Jake Lavis and TJ Duckett. Lavis with a ball fake. Got Burns to leave his feet twice, and Patrick Burns stayed with it, though, with his hands and got the block. Watch, he loses him here. And he's going to get him to leave his feet again here. But coming down, Patrick Burns got the block.
Probably the best way to draw a foul for an opponent. Try to get him to leave his feet, get him in the air, and force contact that way.
Michael White catch and shoot. Kupferberg with the rebound. Udine on a spin. David Black's going to walk by us. He's got his nose is stuffed with gauze. He gave me the thumbs up. He says he's good, so we'll see if he gets back in there. He looks like he took a shot from Ray Leonard or something. David did not look attractive walking by me right now, but he's ready to go, he says. So we'll see if they get him back in. I don't know how he could play with both of those things stuck up his nose, but this is Burns inside, working against Hartman, and the fadeaway follows. Burns with 11. Hartman for 3. In and out. Javi Alvarez, TJ Duckett off the glass, won't get the roll. Hartman and Alvarez fight for it. Javi's got it. That's good hustle. Javi with a spin. Drew the foul.
Well, the total rebound department not working in the Spartans' favor. However, offensive rebounds, they've got a little bit more than the Violets do right now. You love the hustle by Javi, a couple of, an array of moves right there. Then TJ also crashing the glass. But a quiet first half for Javi. He's going to be pretty crucial for them come the final 14-23 of the game.
Well, so quiet, Eddie. You're exactly right that he did not score a point in that opening half. And this is a young man off the bench who scores 13 for the Spartans.
He is just an excellent sixth man. I mean, he can do it with speed. He could do it with his spacing, with his shooting. There's a lot of different ways he can help this team offensively.
Foul on the inbound against Jake Lavis. That'll be Jake's second. You know, one player we have not seen much of, it's because he can't stay on the floor. He keeps getting a foul every time he goes in, is Spencer Boyd. And his leaping ability, his ability to play defense and grab rebounds is really needed in this game. But Spencer has 3 fouls on him. Literally every time he goes in, he gets a foul called on him as Udine hits that long 3.
And contested every step of the way was that shot by the Spartans, but it's just better offense beats good defense.
This is Michael White calling the play, setting the offense for the Spartans. Duckett with a high screen. Get it into Duckett on the screen and roll. TJ got a shot blocked by Evan Kupferberg, and they're going to call the foul on Kupferberg. That will be his third. It's a good look at it. It was a good call.
And really, for the first time in this entire game, Ron, fouls are now relevant for the Violets because that's number 3 on their big man. And he's really only got 1 more to give for the final 13 minutes of the contest, so they're going to definitely have to take a look at that going forward.
TJ Duckett, 1 of 2, as Kostas Gontikis goes up high for that rebound. Team's tied again. Fouls on Duckett. TJ Duckett at 6'6", doing everything he can to stick with the 6'9" Kostas Gontikis. Tony Bai now in the game. That's Bai, number 10 for NYU with that pass. Back to Ross Udine, their point guard. Gontikis lost it. Michael White comes up with it. White quickly down the floor to Javi. Alvarez lays it up and in.
Such a big part of his game is to get out and run and beat everybody up the floor and finish solidly at the rim when everybody is trailing behind him.
Well, it was just a beautiful pass that time by Michael White as well. Ball's tipped out of bounds. It'll stay with the Violets. They say it went off Mac Hartman.
And Hartman has been working hard in this game. He has fought his way back into this rotation. He's earned every bit of it, and he's a very good one-on-one defender. They really need him down there.
Udine into Gontikis. Kostas working against Duckett. Fouls against Mac Hartman. That's his first.
You know, when you've got a guy who's 6'9" and 250 coming straight at you, you're going to need a little bit of help defensively, and the help did come at the right time. And you'd much rather have this guy at the stripe than finishing with an easy 2 as an array of subs come in for both teams.
Gontikis made the first free throw, and here comes the 5 for 5 for the Spartans. David and Eric Black back in the game. David is in the game along with 2 gauze pads. Colin Zucker, Matt Clark, and Jimmy Holman. That is a rare sight from Gontikis. Made both free throws. Just a 60% free throw shooter. He's got 10 points. Game's tied again at 54. Holman to Eric Black. Eric tried to get it into his brother, and they're going to call traveling on Eric.
Well, I think they called it late, but it's a pretty easy call. The travel with Eric Black. Would have set up a nice bucket, though.
Trap in front of the NYU bench. It's Holman and Clark. And NYU is going to call a timeout. They'll get it. They'll save their possession. Matt Clark and Jimmy Holman with a great job defensively. Game's tied at 54, 12.5 left. We'll be back.
Everyone loves a comeback, right? Especially when that comeback is Queso Diablo from Qdoba, full of spicy satisfaction to take you straight to queso bliss. That fiery, smoky sensation you've been craving has returned. Celebrate the comeback of Queso Diablo, available now and for an infinite time, only at Qdoba Mexican Grill.
If you look at the standings in the University Athletic Association play right now, Emory is #1 in the league. They're 7-1. Rochester's 6-2. Then you've got Chicago and NYU. This NYU team at 5-3. And then you've got Case and Brandeis, who played each other on Friday night, and Case won by 2 at 3-5. And then rounding out the bottom are Wash U at 2-6 and Carnegie Mellon at 1-7. But the one win, Eddie, by Carnegie Mellon is against this NYU team in New York, as Udine throws up a 3. Missed it long, and Holman comes down with a rebound. Then in Pittsburgh on Friday night, NYU got the win back, but they struggled with the worst team in the league. And what that tells me, and you, and everybody that's familiar with the University Athletic Association, is Kupferberg scores in the layup, is that this top to bottom is a very tough league to play in. It doesn't matter if you're 7-1 or 1-7. You better bring your A game.
It is just incredibly tough to bring the two top teams at the top down. I mean, they've done it forever.
Zucker got held inside. Fouls on Doug Gertner. That is his first.
And Ron, you've got 4 teams in this conference that have already won 13 games, which means that they're winning 2 games per loss in this conference, and we still have a long way to go before the season is over.
David Black for 3. Rolby with the rebound. This is Kupferberg with David Black on him. Udine with the basketball. Gonna spot up a 3, gonna miss that one right. Gontikas got the rebound. Fresh 30 for the Violets. NYU with a 2-point lead. It's 56-54. We're approaching the 10-minute mark. This is Udine. Looked right, threw it left, and he's going to get it back. He'll throw up another 3, and he got this one.
Well, that's the Violets working for the shot that they want. They love to go in between the circles, and you work it inside and out, and you're going to get a clean look there.
Important that Case gets a bucket, and Jimmy Holman delivers. Holman's got 13. Sean McDonough wants a timeout. Sean will get it. We'll take one too.
Intercontinental Suites has been transformed into much more than a hotel. It is a center of wellness and tranquility, featuring renovated suites, an expanded fitness center, and pure rooms for guests requiring the most allergen-resistant rooms on the market. C2, our Mediterranean-style restaurant and bar, accentuates the ambiance of relaxation and rejuvenation. Chef Omar Jones has designed a menu full of fresh, locally grown herbs and vegetables, along with a flavorful cuisine inspired by the beneficial Mediterranean diet. Call the Intercontinental today at 216-707-4300 or visit us at hotelsclevelandclinic.com or on Facebook.
There's a look at the Spartan women, dressed in the yellow and black of the Flora Stone Mather College. They will play next, honoring the history of Case Western Reserve University here on Throwback Weekend. So look at that Jimmy Holman basket that led us into that timeout. It is 59-56. The 5-point lead by NYU before that Holman basket was the largest that they had had since they led by 6 at halftime. And that 6-point lead at halftime all happened within the last 30 seconds of that half. It was they just lost in the flow of the game 30 seconds by the Spartans. There's a good look at David Black with his bloodied nose. Udine, he's hit 2 threes in the last 2 possessions. Kupferberg inside. They're going to say he was shooting. They're going to call a foul on Eric Black. So that is Eric's first. Kupferberg will go back to the free throw line where he's 2 of 3 this afternoon.
And I think that Eric Black has done a phenomenal job, especially this weekend, of staying on the floor because he knows that he's going to get his fair share of opportunities on the block because really he's their strongest man down there. And it is so important for him to stay out of foul trouble. I know that's something that he struggled with a little bit early on in the year, but he has made himself available, and that's big.
Matt Clark with his shot blocked. This is Rolby the other way. Kupferberg now top of the key. They're going to swing it. Jay Murphy back to Rolby. Gontikas inside 10 minutes. Gontikas inside made the shot. Eric Black almost stole it. The lead is now at 7. It's the largest of the game for either team. Spencer Boyd, Javi Alvarez will check into the game for the Spartans. Matt Clark and David Black will check out.
And Ron, I think it's a really good thing too for Eric Black to create his own shot, not just by out bumping you and muscling you down low, but he's trying to beat guys off of the dribble. I think that's an effective strategy against a much bigger but at times slower 6'9" player.
Eric Black had Gontikas beat, and Kostas Gontikas, you'll see in the replay, comes strong from behind. That was an athletic play. This is Zucker with the basketball. Now it's Holman. Jimmy Holman, step back 3, missed everything. Spartans need a stop on this possession. NYU could go up double digits with a 3-point play. Spencer Boyd with that rebound. Zucker loses it. Rolby's going to pick it up. Rolby against Spencer Boyd, lays it up and in.
Well, if nothing else, you had the right guy defending in transition, but he just sidesteps your best defender and Spencer Boyd and lays it in for an easy 2 with a lead up to 9. Things getting a little bit out there for Case Western Reserve. But that's something you can rely on right there. The step back 2 by Jimmy Holman. Give him the smallest bit of space, and he's going to be able to knock it down from just about anywhere on the floor. He's really made a comfortable living over the last 4 years by doing that.
NYU led by 7 in that first half with just about 7 minutes gone. They led 20-13 as Rolby drives to the basket and gets his second hoop in as many possessions. But the 9-point lead has been the largest. This is Alvarez, splits the double team. No shot. Not sure who they called the foul on. Called it on Jay Murphy. I'm not exactly sure. Holman's going to inbound it. We're inside 8 minutes. Spartans with some work to do. This is Holman and Spencer Boyd out top. Javi Alvarez in the ducket. TJ kicks it out. Jake Lavis missed a shot, and Kupferberg comes down with a rebound. It's been a different game than it was in New York City a week ago this Sunday when the Violets beat the Spartans in a up and down game, 100-82. It's Doug Gertner with his first basket.
Gertner off a beautiful curl right there, well executed.
But so far in this, Spencer Boyd with a spin, just a miss, but so far in this late break over the last, how many minutes? It was 52 all with about 13 minutes left in the game. So in the last 6 minutes, NYU has outscored the Spartans 17-6. So over a 6-minute stretch here is really when NYU has taken over this basketball game.
And I am sure that Coach Sean McDonald is chomping at the bit to get his starters back in there. You see one of them going in Matt Clark. But with the reserves being on the floor, that's where the Spartans have lost a little bit. This is why it's such an important game for them to have their starters on the floor and have each of them see close to 30 minutes, because you need your best players on the floor against a bigger team.
Gertner's going to bring it back out to Udine with Boyd on him. Udine with the basketball, and now between the circles. Lead is at 10. It was at 11. Kupferberg, Udine now with the basketball. 4 to shoot, 2 to shoot. Fontikas got the ball stripped by Matt Clark. Matt Clark to Jake Lavis. Lavis lays it up and lays it in.
Again, we need to see more of that from the Spartans. They got to force some turnovers up high and get themselves in a position to run. That is where they are at their best. And there's another one.
Lavis is going to take it right in and get fouled.
That's going to bring the crowd to life. The Spartans bench gets out of their seats, and Jake Lavis going with that long right hand. He knows he's going to get nailed. He gets whacked in transition, but a smart play by a veteran player.
Free throws are so important. Case is a team shooting just 64% from the foul line this season. Kupferberg inside. He is just hard to stop. Here's a good look at it. Boyd had decent defense.
And that is over a fantastic defender too, but he made it look too easy.
Kupferberg has 20. His team has an 8-point lead. We'll be back.
Inspired by the 60s, Dave's Cosmic Subs is spreading love around the world one sub at a time. Voted the best in Cleveland, Dave's Cosmic Subs uses only the freshest ingredients, all wrapped in the history of rock and roll. Dave's Cosmic Subs are perfect for any occasion, especially your next Spartan athletics gathering. Visit Dave's Cosmic Subs Coventry or call 216-320-0330 for delivery. There's only one legendary sub, and that's Dave's.
The Sunday of Throwback Weekend here in the Delbert Gymnasium. Doubleheader day today. The men playing right now, the women will follow. The ladies are actually up in that's the NYU team. The Spartan ladies are actually up in the theater seating area here in the upper deck doing their stretching and warming up. That game follows this one. We've still got almost 6 minutes left in this basketball game. It had been a very tight game the entire time. But over a 6-minute stretch from about the 12-minute mark to the 6-minute mark, NYU broke out to a 17-6 run and really took an 11-point lead. Case drew to within 6 at 63-69. They had a couple of chances with missed free throws to draw it even closer. But they're right in this game. This is Alvarez. Matt Clark with a couple of spins, draws the foul. Udine will get called for the foul. Ross Udine with his second. Matt Clark will shoot 2 free throws.
Well, it's just good to see the Spartans drawing some contact because they made hardly any trips to the free throw line in the first half, just 2. And in the second half with looks 8 and 9 coming for the Spartans with Matt Clark. Have to get some kind of offense from the stripe every game, Ron. I mean, you got to have a very balanced offensive attack, but if you're not making free throws at the line, that's going to hurt you.
Believe it or not, those are the first 2 trips to the foul line for Matt Clark today. He's their best free throw shooter, a guy who lives at the foul line, and those were his first opportunities in this basketball game, 25 minutes into it. No, 35 minutes into it. Three seconds to shoot. Rawlby throws up a prayer, and it didn't get answered. Here comes Matt Clark the other way. Down the floor to Javi Alvarez. Long 3 for Javi. That one's going to be short. Fouled it up, got his own rebound. Shot was blocked, got it back, missed it. Ball's alive. Jake Lavis with it. Lavis dribbles in, missed the shot. All sorts of activity underneath the basket, and Case will have the basketball.
I tell you what, they have such good rim protection.
Lavis for 3.
He's been a bit of a spark plug and a big reason why the Spartans have 11 triples now.
Evan Kupferberg has a little blood coming out of his nose. They're going to say if it's fixable quick, he can stay, so they're going to try to fix it quick to keep their player with 20 points in the basketball game.
Well, every game, Ron, you need a spark plug off the bench, a guy to score double figures in points, and I think that guy today has definitely been Jake Lavis with his 13.
Lavis averages only 4 on the season. (68-71). Rawlby missed the shot. Duckett's in with Clark and Spencer Boyd and Javi Alvarez, and the ball was knocked out of bounds by Rawlby. Patrick Burns will check back in. He'll check in for Kostas Kontikas. Kontikas will come out with 10 points. Burns will head in with 11. So timeout on the floor. We'll take 1, 2. There you look at it. 4:08 left. Sean McDonald and his Spartans down 3.
Everyone loves a comeback, right? Especially when that comeback is Queso Diablo from Qdoba, full of spicy satisfaction to take you straight to queso bliss. That fiery, smoky sensation you've been craving has returned. Celebrate the comeback of Queso Diablo, available now and for an infinite time, only at Qdoba Mexican Grill.
There's a look at the Spartan ladies. As I said, they were upstairs warming up. They look out over the gym from that angle. And there's a look at exactly their view. The lead was at 11 for NYU. Duckett inside and the foul. Beautiful feed from Matt Clark. TJ Duckett got the basket and the foul. He can tie this basketball game up.
Big time TJ Buckets. I think he's earned himself a new nickname right here, and a gorgeous setup by Clark. Beautiful assist. And with 4 minutes to go, you've got yourselves a basketball game here.
TJ Duckett just 1 of 3 from the foul line this afternoon. Gertner out top with Udine. Udine with the basketball, Clark on him. Get a high screen from Patrick Burns. The switch, Levis on Udine, blocked the shot. Jake Levis blocked the shot. Udine comes into him. Both players go into the front row of seats, and the basketball will go to the Spartans. This is after a defensive switch.
Jake Levis is listed as a guard, but he really plays like a forward.
Long three, Javi Alvarez in front of his teammates.
Well, now would be a great time for a guy like Alvarez off of the bench to heat up. Gets his first triple to fall from the corner. Spartans with a 2-point lead.
Rawlby with Burns at the foul line. Burns strong. Burns lost the basketball, lost his feet, and lost the basketball. Here's TJ Duckett. He needs some help. Javi Alvarez will give it to him. Case with the ball, 3 minutes left. Alvarez splits the defense, lays it up. Shot was blocked by Burns. They're going to call Patrick Burns for a foul.
And it is number 10. There's a good look at it right there as Javi draws the double team. Spartans have done a much better job of attacking the paint in the half court here in the final 20 minutes.
So Alvarez is at the foul line. He'll shoot 2. Javi on the afternoon he's got 7 points. The bank shot is quickly becoming Javi's shot. He made one against Brandeis like that the other night. I know it's not what he hopes to do, but if it works, it works. Ball's tipped out top. Udine will control against TJ Duckett. Goes in. Duckett alters the shot, but Burns follows with the dunk.
So all TJ could have done right there is alter the first shot, because there's really not much of anything you could do against a second shot. He's just one player in a 2-on-1 in the fast break.
This is Alvarez out top. Spencer Boyd doesn't shoot much out there. Missed the shot. Ball's loose. Kupferberg comes up with it. Probably not the shot that, or not the person Case wanted shooting that ball. Timeout NYU.
No, but it does keep the Violets on their toes. So going forward, they'll have to consider that.
Told you, stick around. We've got 2:25 left.
Intercontinental Suites has been transformed into much more than a hotel. It is a center of wellness and tranquility, featuring renovated suites, an expanded fitness center, and pure rooms for guests requiring the most allergen-resistant rooms on the market. C2, our Mediterranean-style restaurant and bar, accentuates the ambiance of relaxation and rejuvenation. Chef Omar Jones has designed a menu full of fresh, locally grown herbs and vegetables, along with a flavorful cuisine inspired by the beneficial Mediterranean diet. Call the Intercontinental today at 216-707-4300 or visit us at hotelsclevelandclinic.com or on Facebook.
This was the type of game we had on Friday night here at Delbert Gymnasium against Brandeis. Tight, went right down to the final seconds literally when Eric Black made 2 free throws in a 72-all game to give Case that lead. Javi Alvarez was a big part of it. Spencer Boyd, there's the shot that Case got. Led to the possession for NYU, and that's where we're at right now. You get great seats here in the Delbert Gymnasium. I mean, those 2 young boys are literally 3 feet from the baseline. Better pay attention. As Kupferberg gets it and hands it off to Udine, and NYU will set their offense. Kupferberg now with it at the foul line with Levis on him. Matt Clark reached in, knocked the ball loose. Ball went out of bounds. 13 seconds to shoot for NYU. Eddie, this is when Case is at their best defensively, when they got another guy coming in and doubling down on that.
Yeah, it's a great combination, Clark and Levis. That's lots of length.
Udine, spot up 3, missed it. Duckett with the rebound. This is a big possession for Case. Spartans today honoring the history and tradition of the Case Institute of Technology, the Rough Riders. Here on Throwback Weekend. Alvarez with the basketball. Javi dribbles the lane. Scoop shot didn't go. Spencer Boyd wanted to dunk it. I think TJ Duckett got in his way. Udine the other way with Alvarez on him. Kupferberg swings it to Rawlby. They work it inside to Gontikas, working against TJ Duckett. The bang, missed the shot, but Gontikas will shoot 2 free throws. He has been good from the foul line this afternoon. Gontikas working against TJ Duckett. For TJ, that's his second foul.
No more fouls to give for Case Western Reserve. That's their 7th.
That one rolled off. That's his first miss of the afternoon. Gontikas with 10 points. Burns has got 13. Kupferberg has 20. Missed them both, but Burns got a rebound. Boy, that's a huge rebound.
Yeah, that was the worst case scenario for the Spartans right there, given a fresh 30, and when they get the ball back, it'll be about a minute left.
Boy, Patrick Burns just flat out took over that possession. He got the rebound, and then he got a strong basket to give his team a 1-point lead. Rolby stole the basketball. Alvarez quickly down the floor, blocked the shot. Javi Alvarez got down the floor in a hurry.
Well, here's what started the stampede right there, the turnover there by Clark, and then Alvarez gets all ball. He is just a flat-out phenomenal transition player on both ends of the floor. And he is just a fierce competitor. He has been an asset to this team since day one.
Rolby with free throws as this gym got completely silent. Duckett's going to take a seat. Eric Black's back in. Spencer Boyd will come out. Jimmy Holman's back in. So it's Holman, Clark, Alvarez, Levis, and Eric Black on the floor right now for the Spartans. Rolby makes 1 of 2. He's in double digits. His team is up 2. Spartans will have the basketball. We've got a minute 13 left. We'll be back.
With 31 unique creations to choose from,
So both teams in their huddles right now. The Spartans will have the basketball. Just to kind of walk you through how this game has gone to this point. Case was up 4 very early in the game at 13-9. And then it was the Violets of NYU that took a 7-point lead with about 12 minutes left in the opening half. The game was tight with about a minute and a half left in the half. NYU held a 1-point lead. Case Western Reserve had a few mental lapses to close out the first half, and the Violets led by 6, 42-36 at halftime. Spartans took back the lead at 49-47 with 15:50 left in the game. And then over about a 6-minute stretch, NYU went on a 17-6 run, took an 11-point lead at 69-58. But then it was the Spartans' turn to come back and go on a run of their own. And they took a lead at 73-71 with 3:20 left. They've scored only 1 point in the last 2.5 minutes, though, and they now trail by 2 with a minute 5 left. This is Alvarez with the basketball. Javi steps back, looks for his teammate Holman. 15 seconds to shoot. High screen. Eric Black comes off of it. They kick it to Levis. He's already made 2. He hits another 3. Jake Levis just gave the Case Spartans a 1-point lead.
That's a long 3, but it's still the one that he wants. We've seen him launch it from there before. Nothing new for Jake Levis.
Joe Nesci, the veteran coach at NYU, calls a timeout. Jake Levis has made a name for himself this afternoon. Here's a look at it.
Yeah, he's 4 of 6, and he's hit it with pinpoint accuracy. That's a good 5 feet behind the arc right there. And Coach McDonald going with what he thought was his best offensive lineup that possession on the floor, and it included Jake Levis, and he earned it now with 16 points, leading the way, all scorers on the Spartans.
Levis has 10 points in the second half. 2 of his 4 threes in the second half. So look at the Spartan bench. There's a look at the Spartan women. They are ready to take the floor next. And they would love to take the floor after a win by their men's team. Good ball movement. Clark into TJ Duckett. TJ has played well today as well. I mean, it's, you know, you look at TJ Duckett and he's had to guard those 2 just fantastically strong and athletic players inside for NYU, and I'm talking about Kostas Gontikas and Evan Kupferberg. And you look at those guys, and Kupferberg's got 20 and Gontikas has 10, and how can somebody say they've played well against them when they've got those kinds of numbers? But really they have. Those players are just that good.
It's all about damage control, just limiting those players to as few opportunities as they can, and it could have been so much worse for New York. They've scored much more than that in the past.
Udine with a ball fake. Holman didn't go for it. When he tried to step around bounce pass, Jimmy knocked it out of bounds. 15 seconds to shoot, 37.7 on the game clock, so there's a 22-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Udine with pressure from Levis. Eric Black inside working against Gontikas. The shot and the foul. Not sure where the foul was. We'll take a look. This is Eric. Still wondering. So that is Eric Black's second foul. Gontikas is at the free throw line with a 1-point NYU lead.
I didn't quite see it in that replay that we just got to look at. Maybe it was, well, prior to the shot, but big time bucket.
Oh, boy, that's the second huge rebound by Patrick Burns. Patrick Burns has had 2 offensive rebounds on missed free throws, and he is beside himself excited right now. Gontikas had missed it. That was going to give Case the ball with 25 seconds left and down a point. But now you put a free throw shooter who's an 82% free throw shooter at the line in Ross Udine. There's a timeout on the floor. We'll take 1-2.
Intercontinental Suites has been transformed into much more than a hotel. It is a center of wellness and tranquility, featuring renovated suites, an expanded fitness center, and pure rooms for guests requiring the most allergen-resistant rooms on the market. C2, our Mediterranean-style restaurant and bar, accentuates the ambiance of relaxation and rejuvenation. Chef Omar Jones has designed a menu full of fresh, locally grown herbs and vegetables, along with a flavorful cuisine inspired by the beneficial Mediterranean diet. Call the Intercontinental today at 216-707-4300 or visit us at hotelsclevelandclinic.com or on Facebook.
Looking at the situation right now, the Spartans are in their huddle down 2 with 24.7 seconds left. Now, Ross Udine still at the free throw line for NYU. He's got 1 more free throw as the Violets break their huddle. Udine, an 82% free throw shooter. He is 2 of 3 from the line today, and he's got 1 more left. Heading down the stretch here, Case would be down 3 if Udine makes this free throw.
The good news for the Spartans is they have stayed true to form with the 3-point shot. 13 makes here today. Another one would give them new life.
Levis, he's hit 4. Dribbles in. Put up a shot.
Oh.
Sean McDonald wants it to go. Officials will say foul on the floor. Sean wanted the bucket and the foul. They called it early. So Levis will shoot 2 free throws. So instead of an opportunity to tie the game with a 3-point play, he'll have an opportunity to bring Case within 1 if he makes them both. and there are 14.3 seconds left.
Well, and Levis got the three-point shot that he wanted from the left wing as he makes the front end of two. But that's great defense by New York. Great awareness, knowing his favorite spot on the floor and running him off of that three-point line, forcing him to drive.
Sean McDonough will make a defensive substitution. He's got Spencer Boyd in for Boyd's ability to play great man defense and leap inside. He's going to come in with Holman, Alvarez, Eric Black, and Jake Levis. 14.3 seconds left. Spartans are down a point, and they're going to foul Evan Kupferberg immediately. That's going to send Kupferberg to the line. He's a 64% free throw shooter. Evan on the game this afternoon is 4 of 5 from the foul line.
Well, for the Spartans, at the very least, it's not Udine 82%. You'd really rather play the odds and go with 64 over 82. But you're really saying your prayers for a miss here.
Well, they got one miss. So if Kupferberg makes the second, it's a one-possession game. Box out is the call from the Spartan bench. Spencer Boyd, that defensive substitution, went up and got the rebound. Boy, how that has paid off. Sean McDonough wants the timeout. He's going to make that offensive sub now. Matt Clark's going to come back in. Spencer Boyd's going to take a seat, but Spencer's getting high fives from his teammates because that's exactly why he was put in the game, to go high and grab a rebound, because Kostas Gontikis was in a position to get that rebound when that ball went hard off of the back of the rim. But Spencer went up and over Gontikis and grabbed it himself. There's a look at Matt Clark. He's in the headset. He's in the headband right there on the bench. There's Jake Levis, who has been outstanding from three-point line. Jake, number 44. He will remain in the game. 7.3 seconds left, Eddie. Spartans are down a point.
And I'll tell you what, Ron, you had mentioned it just a couple of minutes ago that it had been a little bit of a quiet day for Spencer Boyd. But players with his playmaking ability and rebounding on the defensive end of the floor, they will get themselves noticed in the game at one point or another. And probably the biggest point in the game thus far, huge rebound for Spencer Boyd, and more importantly, the missed free throws by the Violets. They had been pretty true to form with their percentage, but with those misses, it gives the Spartans an opportunity to win it here.
So they'll come back out on the floor. It'll be Jimmy Holman, Javi Alvarez, Jake Levis, Eric Black, and Matt Clark will do the inbound. Rolby, Gontikis, Kupferberg, Udine, and Floyd, or Murphy rather, on the floor right now for NYU. 7.3 seconds left. This is Holman with the basketball at the timeline. There are 5 seconds left. 4 seconds, 3. Jimmy gets a high screen. 1. Jimmy launches a 3. Oh, it went in and out. $80-79 is your final. In a hard-fought, fantastic basketball game this afternoon here at Adelbert Gymnasium.